Previously on the World Cup. Brazilian portion of the World Cup, and it is long lights out, and away we go. It stops right on board with Liam Lawson again as he gets on the curb. Oh, he is spinning around, and here comes Yuki Tsunoda, smashes into the back with him, and that is a massive crash. It really was just smooth sailing for him, but today it is all Hamilton. It is all Germany, as Hamilton is going to come across the line to win for Team Germany, take a second win of the World Cup for Team Germany, as Hamilton wins in Brazil. Hello everybody, and welcome back to round 4 of the 2022 Formula 1 World Cup. My name is Chris, otherwise known as CFRacing. I'm going to be your host for today's video. In the next coming videos, there will be a couple different commentators for the race. I saw that a few of you guys wanted some different voices in the booth, so I got a few friends or just people who DM me on Discord saying they wanted to commentate on a couple races, so I got them in there. But today, guys, let's review the current standings, and in first place is Charles Leclerc for Team Italy, followed by Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, Liam Lawson, Zhou Guanyu, who's doing very well for Switzerland right now, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, George Russell, and to round out your top 10 is Max Verstappen. From 11 to 22, we have Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda, Carlos Sainz, Mick Schumacher, and yet to score is Alexander Albon, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, and Nicholas Latifi. Here is your World Cup team standings just after round 3 in Brazil. We have Germany in the lead with 43 points, followed by the Netherlands in second with 36.5. After that, we have Britain, Italy, Australia, France, Switzerland, Canada, Japan, USA, and in dead last with 0 points, we have Thailand. Now, guys, it is time for round 4 in Spa. We got the 5 red lights coming on in Spa with Lewis Hamilton on pole, and it is a long 5 red lights and lights out, and away we go. Hamilton goes straight to the outside to cover off Verstappen as they're going to be side by side, almost side by side heading into turn 1 here. And look at Sebastian Vettel dive bombs the German and the Dutch car. Great move for Sebastian Vettel there as he gets up into P2 right now. What an amazing start for Sebastian Vettel. Man, if he goes up a rouge right here in Radion, I could yell, "Here comes Sebastian Vettel," because that's all what we all want to see, because Sebastian Vettel is amazing and I love Seb, and he's in second place. I can't believe it. What a brilliant start for Seb. But look at Max Verstappen as he's going around the outside of Sebastian Vettel, trying to make the move, get up into P2 to catch up to Lewis Hamilton here. This could be some great racing between former Red Bull World Champion and current Red Bull World Champion here, as Sebastian Vettel looks like he does stay out and stay into P2. Great job, great driving for Sebastian Vettel, and he desperately needs points for Team Canada right now, so you know he wants to stay in P2 here. We're on board right now with George Russell, who I believe is in P4, so he's having a pretty good race. Now we're with Valtteri Bottas in 5th, followed by Norris in 6th. Good race for them through Pouan. There is Mick Schumacher in 7th. Great job for him, followed by Charles Leclerc in 8th. Tough qualifying for Charles. 9th is Pierre Gasly. And I believe rounding off your top 10 is Sergio Perez, having pretty good World Cup so far. 11th is Zhou Guanyu, who is outperforming his car massively. 12th is Fernando Alonso, who's doing pretty good as well. 13th, Liam Lawson, had a first race winner in Canada. 14th is Daniel Ricciardo, who's racing meh. 15th is not Sergio Perez, that is Carlos Sainz. 16th is Esteban Ocon, pretty good. I mean, not the best qualifying. 17th is Alexander Albon. 18th is Lance Stroll. Wow, Sebastian Vettel is way farther than he is up the road. 19th is Magnussen. 20th is Oscar Piastri. And I believe 21st is a Yuki Tsunoda, or this 20, I believe this is 22nd is Yuki Tsunoda. Oh no, it's Nicholas Latifi. Look at that. Forgot about Nicholas Latifi. Alright, now we are on to lap 3, and looks like Lando Norris is trying to make a move on Valtteri Bottas here. DRS is going to be enabled. Now we're on actually lap 4, my bad. Lap 4. DRS is enabled this lap. Oh, well, he was enabled 2 laps ago, I believe, on lap 3. But look at Lando Norris. He's getting into the slipstream and probably going to get the DRS and make a move on Valtteri Bottas here. We got a great onboard camera shot up the hill there. But look at Lando Norris. That DRS looks exceptionally powerful here as he's going down the inside of Valtteri Bottas, trying to make a move into this long left or right hander here. Great move for Lando Norris as he gets up into P5. And now this is Daniel Ricciardo now attacking Liam Lawson as Liam Lawson runs a little bit wide through Pouan, and Daniel Ricciardo makes a beautiful absolutely sensational dive bomb to try to get the move done. Now they are side by side through this little S section. I forget the corner names, if they are corner names, but he's looking pretty good. And oh man, that looks like that could have been a little bit of contact right there between Lawson and Ricciardo, and it looks like Lawson does stay out ahead. And now Carlos Sainz is battling Daniel Ricciardo here. Looks like Daniel Ricciardo got a little bit shaken up there with his battle with Liam Lawson. Looks like Carlos Sainz is going to get past him, unless we'll see what happens into the bus stop chicane here. But Esteban Ocon could challenge these guys as well. Is he going to make it 3 wide? Doesn't look like he is, but now Carlos Sainz probably going to be later on the brakes. Maybe. No, they are still side by side through the entire bus stop chicane. Great battling between the two. I would say second drivers of the team right now. And as you can see, Carlos Sainz gets out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. So that really sucks for Ricciardo. Now on to lap 7. Verstappen is right on the back of Sebastian Vettel. Let's see if he can get a move done. Looks like Hamilton is way up there in the road, like way up down the road. Here comes not Sebastian Vettel. Here comes Max Verstappen. He's going down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Is he going to make the move stick? Yes, he does. And Max Verstappen moves up into P2 in what would technically be his home race, because he was born in Belgium, but I believe he was raised in the Netherlands, so he could have raced for Belgium in this World Cup, but he decided to race for the Netherlands. Now we have Lewis Hamilton on lap 9. Is he coming in for his first pit stop? I heard the box signals, and yes, he is. Lewis Hamilton is the first driver to come into the pits here in Spa. Probably just wants to be in the lead and cover the undercut or overcut, whatever. It looks like everybody else is coming in behind him as well. And it's a pretty good stop for Germany. Looks like they got held up just a little bit, which kind of sucks for them. But Lewis Hamilton's still in the lead by quite a bit, and Vettel gets hold up a lot. That absolutely sucks for him. Looks like the entire field. And what happened here with Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz, Liam Lawson. Hold on, what's going on here? Looks like there was a little bit of wing damage between both of the two here. Both completely lost their front wings. So Carlos Sainz goes around the outside. No, going around the inside. Now he's stuck behind Liam Lawson here. What has happened? Is there an accident going into this corner? And looks like, oh, there was. That is something. No wonder. I just got word that the safety car's out. That's why everybody went into box on that last lap. So Liam Lawson kind of just takes the line away from Sainz, but Sainz didn't really have a line anyway. Very strange situation there. If I were Liam Lawson, I probably would have given him a little bit more room. Sainz probably didn't have to make that dive bomb. I say it's sort of a racing incident, probably more on Liam Lawson, but either way, nothing really too bad. We are riding on board with all these guys now. I think that is Mick Schumacher. Looks like he got it behind Leclerc. Now Gasly, I believe, is still there. We got Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, Zhou Guanyu. It looks like the pit stops did switch out a lot of the positions here, and a lot of guys are not where they were running before. So some good pit stops, some bad pit stops, I guess you could say the least. So it's looking pretty good though. Look at Kevin Magnussen's running up there pretty well. We got Alex Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Nicholas Latifi, Liam Lawson has a front wing. He's not out of the race, and neither is Carlos Sainz, so that's pretty good. Now the safety car is going to be in on the end of the lap here, as Lewis Hamilton is still in the lead and Max Verstappen is in P2. I think we're going to get some good battling between these two former championship rivals right now. But as we go, it is back green, Hamilton in the lead, Verstappen P2, and Sebastian Vettel in P3 for Team Canada. And here goes Lewis Hamilton. Here goes Max Verstappen into turn 1. Let's see if Verstappen can get a good run on the camel straight, I guess we could say. And let's see if we can ride on board with Verstappen here. There we go. We're riding on board. Good job, camera directors. I saw a yellow flag there. I think there's just a glitch in the game. But here comes Max Verstappen. Can he get the slipstream to get ahead of Lewis Hamilton? It doesn't look like he is close enough, so that kind of sucks for him there. Maybe if there was DRS, he probably could have got the move done, but just not this time. And yeah, next up, we are on lap 15 with George Russell. I believe this is trying to make a move on Valtteri Bottas. Funny how Russell took Bottas' seat last year, and now he's battling him for a position here, if you look at that. Here goes George Russell, though, down the inside of Sebastian. Oh, that's not Sebastian Vettel. We're on board with Sebastian Vettel right now. That was a little weird camera angle there. Next up, oh, here we go. We got Sebastian Vettel, and that is Lando Norris, not Daniel Ricciardo, excuse me. Here we go. Verstappen and Hamilton are battling. There's battles everywhere on the track right now. The camera director can't even keep up with what's happening. There's battles literally from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th and 6th right now, as Hamilton and Verstappen are going in to Poulan here. And this is going to be very close as Lewis Hamilton stays out in the lead. Good defensive driving for Lewis Hamilton there. Looks like the inside lane going through Poulan is probably the better line just a little bit, at least to get the position. Still on lap 15 though, these guys are having some great battles right now. Hamilton is just still defending, and now we're on lap 16 as Verstappen is very close heading out of turn 1. Looks like he has a slight bit of wing damage. Don't know if that's going to hamper Verstappen here, but we are riding on board, see if Verstappen can get the move going up the Rouge and Oradion. Can he get the move onto the Camel straight heading into the whatever that right-hander is called? But he's got DRS, he's got slipstream. Looks like he has enabled the overtake mode. Here goes Max Verstappen. Can he make the move going into the right-hander here? He's going down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton brakes so late as they are both side by side. Both foots are planted and they are going. There's a battles behind. I believe that is between Sebastian Vettel and Lando Norris. Looks like Vettel got out ahead, but Hamilton and Verstappen are still side by side. Can Verstappen get the inside line here and get the move stick? No, he doesn't. Lewis Hamilton stays out in front. Great battling between the two. Looks like we're going to have them go side by side into Poulan once again. This is going to be very tight. Would not be surprised if there is slight contact between the two, and Lewis Hamilton just squeaks out ahead again. Great racing between the two former championship rivals. Now on lap 17, it is happening again. Verstappen has slipstream overtake and the DRS as he's going to try and make a move. Maybe this time he'll go to the outside of Hamilton. Doesn't look like it. Hamilton looks like he's staying on the outside. Can Hamilton break late again, or will Verstappen get the move done? Verstappen sends it into the corner here. Looks like he probably has the move stick. No, they are still side by side, and us while these guys are battling, everybody else is catching up. Look, Sebastian Vettel is right there in P3. Looks like he's going to be dragging the rest of the field on. So look, these two leaders battling are basically helping everybody else get back into this race. And this race is open for anybody for the taking right now as we go into Poulan for a third time. And oh my god, Lando Norris is absolutely setting it on Sebastian Vettel as well, as they are both side by side. This is great battling between the entire grid right now. Unbelievable. Now we have Vettel and Norris side by side through the little S section here. Who's going to get out in front? Will it be Vettel? Will it be Norris? Looks like Hamilton did get out ahead of what's his name, Max Verstappen there. Looks like Sebastian Vettel does get out ahead, but looks like they lost a little bit of time going side by side. Probably would have been a little bit smarter if they just took it by themselves, went one by one into Poulan. Maybe they could have overtaken Verstappen and Hamilton there. That would have been a great move for Vettel, but Norris just I think he got a little bit impatient. Now we're on to lap 18 here. Norris and Vettel are still side by side. They are battling lap after lap. This is some great battling between the two. Norris looks very close to Vettel. He'll probably get DRS, but we're on board with Max Verstappen now. See if he can finally get the move done on Lewis Hamilton. We got a helmet cam. Let's go. Everybody loves the helmet cam. Look at this. He's got overtake. He's got DRS. He's got the slipstream once again. Looks like they are three wide behind there. That is Vettel, Norris, and George Russell here. We got to see what's happening. Come on, camera. Get back to these three. And looks like George Russell makes a double overtake. Here's the replay on it. George Russell makes a double overtake on Vettel and Norris to get into P3. So that is a current 1-3 for Germany. Great move for George Russell there. Very impressed of how he's racing. It looks like, does Verstappen get out ahead? No, he doesn't. He is still side by side with Lewis Hamilton. I believe this is for the fourth consecutive lap throughout this section here. Both drivers are not willing to give anybody an inch. Looks like it's probably going to be rinse and repeat for Hamilton. See if he can get out ahead in Poulan once more. Looks like Verstappen keeps his foot in, and Hamilton once again gets out ahead in Poulan with George Russell right behind now. Now on lap 20, Max Verstappen's making a move on Lewis Hamilton again. Every single lap, they're side by side here. Can't believe what's happening. Like everybody has caught up to these guys. I think 1 to 22, unless there's been an incident back there, is within a DRS train of these leaders right now, and because they're not willing to give an inch. This is one of the best battles that I have ever seen in any form of motorsport. It looks like Sebastian Vettel is making a move on George Russell into Poulan. Oh my goodness, this seems like the most favored overtaking place instead of turn 1. And Vettel gets the move done, and he's up into P3. Wow, did not expect that to happen. Here comes Sebastian Vettel once again, guys. I know you love it when people say that. Now on lap 21, Max Verstappen. I believe this is the closest he has been to Lewis Hamilton. So can he finally get the move stick. Looks like he just falls back a little bit through Rouge and Radion. But can Verstappen get the move done into the right-hander? Once again, he goes down the inside. Looks like Verstappen's going to have enough straight to get out ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And finally, after many attempts, many side-by-side battles, Max Verstappen is in the lead in Spa. And with about half the race to go, Verstappen's got to command this lead now. Now on lap 23, we ride on board with Lewis Hamilton, as I believe is he making his pit stop? I don't know why we're riding on board Lewis Hamilton. Is he making his pit stop? Yes, he is. Lewis Hamilton making his final pit stop for the race. Probably going to slap on a set of mediums and go to the end. This could be pretty good racing, I gotta say. Looks like Lando Norris is coming in behind him as well. And is that Charles Leclerc? Looks like it is Charles Leclerc. We got Mick. We got a little bit of the Japanese car here, and Hamilton did get held up just ever so slightly, and on the very next lap, Max Verstappen is going to be coming into the pits. Let's see if he put in a good in lap, or did Hamilton put in a good out lap to see if he can make the undercut here. But here goes Max Verstappen. We got Sebastian Vettel and George Russell, followed by Valtteri Bottas heading into the pits. Doesn't look like Verstappen will be held up. There's not as many cars this time, so that's pretty good. And he's going on mediums, does not get held up at all, and he is going to the end of the race here. Let's see who will get out ahead. Will it be Verstappen or will it be Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion versus the 1-time world champion? And here's Max Verstappen. Where is Lewis Hamilton? There he is. Max Verstappen retains the lead in Spa. Great job for the Netherlands team, as Hamilton still remains into P2. That's still pretty good for him. Let's see if he can catch up to Max Verstappen, as Verstappen's got to heat up those new medium tires. But now we're on board with Sebastian Vettel, as he's actually caught in the back of Lewis Hamilton on the lap 26 here. And here comes Sebastian Vettel down the camel straight. Oh yeah, third time in this video. And Sebastian Vettel's probably going to make a move here. Lewis Hamilton's looking quite slow. Don't know what's going on with his car. I don't know if he's got a mechanical issue or something. Got wing damage. Can't really tell. The car looks fine for what I can see. But Vettel is up into P2 now here in Spa. Great race for Sebastian Vettel in Spa here. Next up on lap 27, George Russell is now going to be making a move on Lewis Hamilton for P3 here. I don't know what's happened to Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if his car just doesn't work with these medium tires, but he is looking slow. Can't believe it. Now George Russell is going to make the move on Hamilton. They are both side by side. I'm sure the German team principal, Toto Wolff, will not want to see this here. And George Russell, ooh, just gets out ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Great move there. And now here goes Lando Norris down the inside here. Oh, a very opportunistic move for Lando Norris. Can he make the move stick? Doesn't look like he's made it right now. They're both side by side. We've seen Hamilton and Verstappen go side by side here, lap after lap. This is some great racing between the two. Who will get out up front? Will it be Hamilton or will it be Norris? Can Hamilton get out ahead of Pouan once again? No, he does not. Norris sticks his nose in there and stays on in front. It does look like Hamilton has some sort of issue. Don't know what it is, because he's been making that Pouan move lap after lap, unless he has no confidence in that car. And Lando Norris gets out ahead. Wow, did not expect Hamilton to drop down that far. Now we're on board with Mick Schumacher, and I believe this is Zhou Guanyu behind him. Can he make a move to get up there a little bit higher up in the grid here? He is right on the back of Mick Schumacher. Wow, Zhou Guanyu had a great Rouge and Radion there. And he's even in the slipstream of Sergio Perez. This is for points positions here, as Zhou Guanyu, oh, they are very close here, very close. Side by side, Switzerland car, US car, who will get out ahead? Surprisingly, I believe, well, not surprisingly, but I believe it's going to be Zhou Guanyu in the Swiss car. Great move for him there, as Mick Schumacher's points looks like they are falling away here. Now we're on board, ooh, with the helmet cam footage of Charles Leclerc. Can he get on the back of Lewis Hamilton through a Rouge Radion? And now off the camo straight, we got another amazing camera angle. Leclerc probably has some good DRS here. Don't know if he is close enough. He looks quite far away. Got a reverse cam. Now we got the T-cam. And yes, Charles Leclerc is going to get out ahead of Lewis Hamilton, as Hamilton absolutely sends it. He's got a lot of confidence in that braking zone there, but it doesn't look like anything else. He looks like his car is just slow. Still can't see any wing damage or anything on there, but if this was regular Lewis Hamilton, he would be right on the back of Verstappen right now. So I believe there is something wrong. Don't know if that one lap of just extra tire wear is absolutely killing him right now, but I don't know what it could be. And is he going to make the move into Pouan here? Can Hamilton stay out ahead? No, looks like Charles Leclerc keeps his foot in. And he's very side by side, very well side by side with Lewis Hamilton there. Can Charles Leclerc get them moved on? This looks like copy and paste of what Lando Norris did, basically a lap earlier. And yes, it is as Leclerc gets up, and I believe this is the P6. So good job for Charles Leclerc there. Next lap, lap 33, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell battling for the final podium positions right now. And looks like George Russell gets passed by his fellow Brit, Lando Norris, driving for his home country. On lap 34, Sergio Perez is now trying to make a move on Lewis Hamilton as Hamilton is dropped back like an absolute stone in water. Oh my god, that was a very, very dangerous move there for Lewis Hamilton. I would not be surprised if that turns into a penalty, because that was very dangerous. You don't want to see a driver pushing another driver onto the grass, and I think Lewis Hamilton is just very frustrated of how this race is going right now, from going to the lead of this race, battling with Verstappen lap after lap, all the way down to P8 and P9 here, battling with Sergio Perez, the other Netherlands car. And we have behind him, this is, I believe that's Valtteri Bottas, or is it Zhou Guanyu trying to make a move? And can Zhou Guanyu make a move here? No, it doesn't look like it. Hamilton probably is going to stay out ahead here unless something catastrophic happens. But yeah, Hamilton fallen back so much. That really sucks. Now we're on board with Verstappen as he is in the lead of the race, followed by Sebastian Vettel into P2. In P3 is Lando Norris. Great race for him. P4 is George Russell. Looking pretty good, George. P5 is Charles Leclerc. P6 is Pierre Gasly. P7 is Sergio Perez. P8 is Zhou Guanyu. Oh no, it is Daniel Ricciardo. Look at this. Wow, great move for Ricciardo there. I believe this is P9 for Lewis Hamilton. P10 is Esteban Ocon. Great race for Esteban, actually. P12 is Lance Stroll. Good race for him, moving up quite a bit. P13, Mick Schumacher. He's fallen out of the points. P14, Oscar Piastri with quite a quiet race. P15, Alonso, who's having a tough race, and he's battling. Who is he battling? What car is that? Looks like a U.S. car. P16 is, this is 17, I believe this is Carlos Sainz. 18th is Yuki Tsunoda. 19th is Alexander Albon. P20 is Kevin Magnussen, and 21st is Latifi. Actually, that might have been 22nd, not too sure. But now we're on lap 44, the very last lap of this race. Can George Russell make a move on Lando Norris to get up into P3 in the final podium positions, as they are both side by side heading into the long right-hander here? Who will get the move? Will it be the British driver? Will it be the other British driver driving for the German team? We don't know. Who will get out ahead? This is some great side-by-side battling for P3. You know George Russell's been saving all his overtake mode for this very one lap right here. Can George Russell get the move? Doesn't look like it. Who will it be, Lando Norris or George Russell? This is some great battling between what people believe two future world champions here. And George Russell gets out ahead before Puan. Great overtaking right there for George Russell. But now we are on board with Max Verstappen, as he has, I wouldn't say dominated this race, but ever since he got out ahead of Lewis Hamilton on lap 21, he has been in control, and this has been a quite very dominant Max Verstappen-esque performance, as after that nobody has challenged him. I believe Max Verstappen will be taking the lead of the Will he? No, he will not be taking the lead. He will definitely move up. I believe Netherlands will be taking the lead of the World Championship right now, as Max Verstappen crumbs across the line to win in Spa with a brilliant drive from Sebastian Vettel to finish P2 in Spa. Great job for Team Canada. And P3 is going to be a drag race to the line between Russell and Norris, and it is George Russell for Team Germany. Wow, that is unbelievable driving there. Charles Leclerc finishes in P5, Gasly P6, and Sergio Perez P7. Daniel Ricciardo, great recovery to finish in P8, followed by Zhou Guanyu in P9 and Lewis Hamilton in P10. Now, at the end of round 4 in Spa, this is what your championship standings look like. Charles Leclerc is still your championship leader with 43 points, followed by George Russell in P2 with 30, and Daniel Ricciardo tied for P2 with 30. Hamilton is in P4, followed by Perez in P5, Verstappen P6, Zhou Guanyu P7, Liam Lawson P8, Sebastian Vettel P9, and Lando Norris rounds off your top 10. From 11 to 22, we have Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda, Carlos Sainz, Mick Schumacher, and yet to score is Alex Albon, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, and Nicholas Latifi. Your round 4 constructors or World Cup team standings look like this. In the lead is Germany with 58.5 points, followed by the Netherlands, only 3 behind, or 3.5 behind, with 55. We got Great Britain with 52, followed by Italy with 45. Canada's in P5 with 40. Switzerland is in P6 with 26, followed by Australia, France, Japan, all separated by basically 3 points. And in 10th and 11th, we have USA with 1 point and Thailand with 0. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for the support again. I'd like to say it once more time. Once again, basically, thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And just want to reiterate that next World Cup video will be a different commentator. It won't be me. I'll be here for the beginning and the end of the video. But after that, it'll be some of you guys. So that'll be really cool. So guys, with that being said, see you guys next time. Goodbye.